Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to another fantasy football video. They're coming thick and fast now. We've just seen the quarterfinals and the semi-finals are coming very, very soon. I am back home as well. I made it back on Friday, just in time to go out on Saturday to watch England beat Sweden and get through to the semi-finals, which was fantastic, and it's done me a big favour on the fantasy football as well, as I went very heavy with my England players. But just before we get into that, we'll have a quick look at my league. Still number one for the fourth round in a row now is Ing Ali Adel 2. He didn't have the greatest week. He got 27 points, but he's still 3 points clear of second place. 420 Tank Memes is only 3 points off the top spot now with 68 points last week. So we'll have a quick look at their teams. Dank Memes went with Griezmann, captain, Coutinho, Lingard, Modric, Maguire, loads of points from him, Pickford, Pavard. Very similar team to mine, actually. And then Ing Ali Adel 2, he had he had quite a few Brazilian players, quite a few Swedish players. So he was obviously fancying Sweden to beat England, which didn't pay off. Same with Brazil. He thought they were going to beat France, which didn't pay off. So this is kind of what I said last episode about trying to back a team into the final. Unfortunately for him, it didn't quite work out. But he has his transfers for the semi-final. He's just going to have to mix it up. But like I said, he's still top of the league. He obviously knows what he's doing. I'm sure he can carry it off into the next round. If we take a look at my team, now like I said, I did back England very heavily in that game. And for once, I've actually had a decent round. It finally happened. I got 60 points this round in the quarterfinals, which I'm pretty happy with. The only thing I didn't get right was my captain selection. I went for Neymar in the first day of the quarterfinals, and then I went for Kane in the second day of the quarterfinals. And I think if I'd picked pretty much anyone else in that 11, I would have got more points. So that is slightly annoying, but clean sheets for Maguire with a goal, Trippier clean sheet, Pickford clean sheet, Pavard clean sheet, Coutinho, Modric and Lingard all got assists. Griezmann got 9 points, and then Harry Kane didn't get any, unfortunately. But overall, very, very decent. So now it's time for the semi-finals, and we get 5 transfers to make. There's actually 6 players in my 15 who haven't made it into the next round. So ideally, I could have 6 transfers, but I don't. I've got 5. So I may pay the 4 points for that extra transfer, or I might not. I haven't decided if I think it's going to be worth it yet. If we take a quick look at what those semi-final games actually are, we've got France versus Belgium on Tuesday, then Croatia versus England on Wednesday. But in the World Cup, obviously 2 of those teams will progress to the final, but 2 of those teams will also play in a 4th and 3rd place match, and you actually get the points in the league for that game as well. So, regardless of whether you go for French, Belgium, Croatian or English players, they will play the semi-final and they will all play another game. Whether it's going to be the final or the 3rd/4th place match, they will all play 2 more games. And there we go, I have made my transfers. I have removed 5 players and transferred in 5 new players. I still have Svensson on the bench from Sweden, who didn't qualify for the semi-finals. But like I said, I have to pay 4 points to make my 6th transfer, and I don't know whether I want to use those points yet or whether it's going to be worth it. I may try and make a change before the semi-finals kick off, but for now I've just gone with the 5, which means I'll have him on the bench. He won't get used, but it's 4 points. As for the rest of my team, I have stuck with all of the English players I had in there, so I'm still heavily back in England, so fingers crossed for the whole of England's sake we can get through. And I've also added in Henderson because he's only 6.3 million and I needed another midfielder. I've left in 2 Croatian players, Modric and Lovren, just in case. And like I said, there is still that 3rd place playoff, so even if one of these teams don't qualify, they're still going to be playing in the 3rd place playoff. And then as for the rest of the players, I kind of went half and half with France and Belgium. I honestly have no idea what will happen in that game. I went for Hazard because he's the penalty taker, free kick taker. I think it's definitely worth having him in regardless of whether they do or don't beat France. I went for De Bruyne because we know he's a great player. I went for 2 French defenders, and then obviously I had Griezmann still in there from last time, along with Courtois in net. Although it's really tough to pick what players you want, it's still worth trying to mix it between the 2 semi-finals, so you can put all of your players in for the first semi-final and then get them subbed out for the second semi-final. Like with the goalkeepers, I've got Courtois and Pickford. Belgium play France on the Tuesday, and then England play Croatia on the Wednesday. So I'll put Courtois in first, and then depending on what happens in that game, if he doesn't get a clean sheet, I can then put Pickford in for the next game. You do get 5 more transfers after the semi-finals, ready for the 3rd place game on the Saturday, and then the final on the Sunday. So I can make changes after the semis, depending on what happens. Like I said, I have backed England very heavily again, and then I've got half and half with France and Belgium, which I'm not sure is the best thing to do, but like I said, they will all play again. Whether it's in the final or the 3rd place game, they will all play again. The only question is, will teams play their full starting 11 in that 3rd place match, or will they give some other players a chance? But as it stands, I am happy with that team that I've selected. I'm going to wait a day or 2 before I confirm it, because knowing my luck, someone's going to go and get injured in training tomorrow, and I've already made my transfers, so I will be waiting until the last moment. You can even wait as long as just before the France-Belgium game kicks off, if you wanted to check the starting lineups an hour before it kicks off and make your changes before that. So I may even wait as long as that, just to make sure everyone is definitely playing. But yes guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you haven't joined my league, make sure you do so. Links are in the description. Ing Ali Adel 2 still top of the board, so interesting to see if you will still be there after the semi-finals, and hopefully I can have another good week, because I think the quarter-finals was my first really good round. So fingers crossed the semis can be another one for me. If you want to let me know what you're doing with your team, let me know down in the comments. Drop a like if you are still enjoying these fantasy football videos. There's only going to be one more after this one for the final transfers, and I'll probably do another one at the end to kind of say who came top and how I actually did in the end. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Drop a like, subscribe, thank you for watching, and catch you later.